It is time to get clothes and school stuff, and back to school shopping actually started in April when you really get right down to it. And according to a new study by Consolidated Credit, we are going to be spending a little bit of our hard-earned cash so the kids can go back to school in style. Jeffrey Schwartz is the executive director of Consolidated Credit, and this is a pretty busy shopping time of the year, isn't it, Jeffrey?
It definitely is. It's one of the busiest times. It's probably the busiest time just behind the holidays in the winter for Christmas and holiday shopping.
Is it just peer pressure? Is that what it is? Or is it becoming more expensive year after year after year to send kids back to school?
Well, prices are going up. There's no question about that. And then there's also the demands that the kids are putting on you to buy certain things. And we're showing from a survey also that Ebates did that looks likely about almost half of Canadians are going to spend between $100 and $200 per child. And even 25% of those surveyed will spend more than $200 per child. So if you figure that out, if you've got more than one child in your family going back to school, that can get rather costly.
Jeff, does that include back-to-school fees like yearbooks and locks and all that kind of stuff?
It maybe not necessarily fees for extracurriculars, but it does include all the things that are associated with going back, which could include locks.
So what do you suggest? I mean, a lot of parents are looking at this, and they've got 2 or 3 kids, and it's getting pretty tight. How do you go about alleviating that pressure?
Well, the first thing is you want to have a plan before you go shopping. So before you get to that store, in order to avoid impulse shopping and things that, that looks good, I should get one of those, create a list, create a plan, what you're going to do, and before you go out, have that available and stick to it once you're there. Another thing is don't go overboard. In many cases, schools will have provided a list already, so stick to that list because you might find that the school is providing some of those materials that you thought you had to do you buy on your own. One of the things that we do in our house with my kids is recycle, reuse, and rummage. Go through last year's backpack and supplies in your drawers in your house, and I'm sure you're going to find many things that you can use again this year that you don't have to purchase, and that's going to cut down on the cost quite a bit. One of the things that the kids are fantastic at is going online and finding discounts.
Yeah.
So a lot of the shopping you could actually do right from your own home and have an understanding of where you're going to find the cheapest and best supplies or even clothes, or if they have to get electronics for their school. That way you can minimize how much you spend and all the driving around to try and find the best deals. Which leads to the last tip, and this is probably my favorite because it's a teachable moment. In many cases, parents are doing the shopping all by themselves, but they really should involve their children and give them a list and do the research online, try and find the best deals, and give them a budget as well. And if they come in under budget as an incentive, perhaps split some of the savings with them.
It's interesting because I have so many friends who are just saying, I can just go down to the dollar store and get everything for next to nothing. And that seems to be the prevalent idea, isn't it?
Well, we're seeing a lot of that, and dollar stores are the benefactor of that. One of the things that you might find challenging is that the dollar store may not have everything that you're looking for, everything that you need. So you may end up having to do several trips to different stores. So you might want to try and find one store that has the overall best deals and stick to that.
Jeffrey, a pleasure to talk to you this morning. Thanks for joining me.
It's a pleasure.